He was sure one of the best pool players I've ever seen in my life.
I ran into him out of town, playing against him many times. He was always helpful to me on the road, as far as, what to do and not to do. But there were many times where, in fact, we had to play, and, I never could beat Danny.
But I've heard stories over the years, about his entourage that used to carry around his equipment, that somebody would bring in his pool cue, and then another person would open the case, and another person would put it together, and then he would hand it off to Danny.
Here in Colorado, it was the best.
And when he hit third gear, I don't think nobody could have beat him. Nobody living.
I was like 17, 18. I started going, and I started traveling, and I just started beating everybody, and then around the country, and then I got married when I was like 19 here in Denver. I got married. I fell in love and got married. So
what did she think about you?
She loved me playing pool. She loved me playing pool at the beginning, but then after years went by, and it's tough being a pool player. It's not an easy life, you know what I mean? One day you could be playing so good, and you meet up with other champions, other players that played as good as you, and you just go days.
Yeah, I came here about 1978. I asked my sister-in-law, I said, where's all the action in town? She said, well, they play down here on Federal, in front of the Mile High Stadium used to be down there. She said, go down there and they'll play you. So I went down there, and early in the morning, I beat everybody in there, and then Medina walked through the back door, a kid, 16, 17 years old probably. And me and him played for the rest of the day up into the night. I ended up getting drunk, going home. He beat me, so.
I remember the first tournament I won. I won the National Pool Classic Association in Chicago, Illinois. I was on the road, and I went to the Holiday Inn. They said they were having a tournament there. So I went in the tournament. They charged me $350 to get in the tournament. First place was $750. Do you imagine I paid $350 to win $750? Then I had to beat David Howard in the finals. I run 8 racks on him to win the finals. He had me down like 8-2. I win the game and run 8 racks. I beat him 11 something, yeah. Then he says, you want to gamble? He says, you want to play some for some money? I said, yeah. I said, I'll play you some. He said, let me go get my cue. I said, okay. So I walked with him to the elevator. He was going to go upstairs to get his cue from the hotel. He met at the elevator. He said, oh, no, Danny. He said, I'm just joking. I don't want to play you. I don't want to play with you. I said, okay. So I walked away, but we never played for money. But he wanted to play me, and I wasn't afraid. I wanted to play him, yeah.
How old were you at that time?
I was like 26 years old, 25. But I didn't think nobody in the world could beat me playing pool. I thought that's how great I thought I was, I played so good, it scared myself sometimes,
I was a national high school champion, and I had to go to Chicago to play for the championships. And at the same time, it was run in conjunction with the professional pool tournament at the Mart Plaza. And I won the high school championship, and Danny won the big tournament. I think it was one of his first tournaments he ever won when he went on the road. I had told him, he gave up crazy spots around town. The 7, 8, 9, the 5, 6, and the break. I mean, Danny's a true champion. He's the best in Colorado. Has been for many years.
So many. I got like 176 stories that I'm doing right now. I want to write these books, and I'm almost halfway through them, and all my stories are in there. So I hope to finish them, before anything happens, I'm playing the Seminole Tribe in Lake Park, Florida. I'm playing at Steve Mizrak's place. And we're playing, and I'm playing, I can't remember who I'm playing. I'm playing a match, but it's a good tournament, 20,000 at it, and I was there with my girlfriend, a girlfriend of mine. And I broke and made the 9-ball 5 times in a row. 5 times. The 9-ball went in, the 9-ball went in, the 9-ball went in, the 9-ball went in, 9-ball went in. I said, wow, 5 times in a row. I said, man, that's pretty good. Now the next match, I'm playing Mary Keniston from Las Vegas. She was in the tournament. I had to play her. I made the 9-ball 5 times in a row again on the break. It was unbelievable. That's a true story. I couldn't believe the 9-ball just went in 5 times in a row.
Was it going in the same pocket?
No, different pockets. Different pockets. I couldn't believe it, you know.
One time I'm playing him at Colfax Billiards, and we're playing one pocket, and I had this really hard cross bank, and I just fired it in for $20. And Danny goes, "You got to give me a spot, man."
I played Ephraim when he first came at the Reds in Houston. We started playing 500 a game. We had 3,500 on us, and we started playing 500 a game. I'd run 4 racks on him right away at 10 ball. I'd put the first 4 racks on him. About 7 hours later, he's 7 games ahead of me. He beat me out of the 3,500 we had. So we quit. So I told him, hey, next time I see you, I'll play you again. So I seen him 2 years later in Reno. I told him, let's go play some 9-ball, pool hall. So we went to Keystone, Q and Cushion in Reno, Nevada. And we started playing 200 a game. 11 hours later, I'm up 8 games. And we quit. But in 11 hours, I'd come out 8 games ahead and 9-ball on him. But 10-ball, he played unreal. I mean, he played unbelievable. I learned a lot from him. I think everybody you play, you learn something from, you know what I mean? That's why I always wanted to play the best. I played Buddy Hall, I played all them guys. Every one of them showed me something, a piece of the puzzle. Everybody had something to show me, you know what I mean?
One night we went to Colorado Springs to see Danny play, and I got there late, and he was playing Buddy Hall. And he beat Buddy Hall 9-1 for $1,000 on one of the tightest big, it might have been a 10-foot table. It was a great big table. And he just drilled him, and Buddy wouldn't even play him again. It was crazy. But that's how good Danny played back in the day. It was just perfect.
There was a guy that used to back me from Bastrop, Louisiana. And he came into town and he seen me playing and he said, Danny, he said, I've never seen nobody play as good as this. He said, if I ever need you to come play for me, will you come play? I'll pay all the expenses and everything. I said, yeah, I'll go. I was like 27 years old at the time, 28. So a week later, he calls me and he says, go to the airport. He says, I want you to fly in to Monroe, Louisiana. He says, I got a game for you for $10,000. So we go to Monroe and we get there and who was it? There was Kim Davenport. They had him in the back room. So we go in there and want to pay for $10,000, right? The owner of the place told this guy that he's going to back the guy for $10,000. So we go in and I've never played for $10,000, you know what I mean? That was nice to me. I said, whoa, I'm ready to play, you know? So we get in there in the pool room.
What year was this?
That was like I would say like 78, 79. And Kim came out the door. He'd seen who I was. He went back in the door. He said, I ain't playing him. He said, I need the 7-ball. He wanted the 7-ball. So my friend got mad. He said, no, you told me whoever I brought, you were going to stake him. He goes, no, I can't make him play. He says, he wants the 7-ball. I said, don't matter. You said $10,000. That's what we posted. No, I'm not backing him. He's not going to play. So we went outside. My friend was mad. He put his fist through the windshield. We got in the car. He said, I'm sorry, Danny. He said, I'm sorry to bring you out here. And he put his fist right through the windshield. Bam, in a brand new Cadillac, 78 Cadillac Baritz. I couldn't believe he did that. I said, hey, man, come on. I said, you don't need to do that. He put his fist right through there, man. I said, wow. I walked in there. I'm going to the U.S. Open, Chesapeake, Virginia. So I'm driving by myself here. So I got my van. I parked outside the pool room. It's like 2 in the morning. And I'm driving, and I pulled over, and I said, I'm going to take a nap over here, you know. So somehow or another said, I'm going in the pool room for a minute, get a cup of coffee, you know. So I went and got my pool stick. I went in the pool room. New York Blackie's in there. He's running the place. He knew who I was because I beat him here in Denver. He came through here trying to hustle me one time. So I beat him pretty bad. So he says, I'm not going to say who you are. He says, but you're going to give me a cut. Give me something if you win. I said, okay. You know, if I get in the game, I'll throw you something for not saying nothing. So here comes this hillbilly hollering and screaming, you want to play some? I had my cue stick. I said, yeah, I'll play you some. He said, put up 500. He said, put up 500. 8 ahead for 500. I said, I'll play you. Yeah, let me just drink some coffee. I said, I've been driving. I said, I'm tired. I said, I've been driving like 20 hours from Vegas. I said, I'm tired. I said, but I'll play you some. So when the coffee hit me, I said, let's go, come on. We'd have popped 500 up, and I beat him in about 45 minutes, 8 ahead. He just said, who are you? He said, who are you? Where did you come from? He started jumping up and down. He didn't have no shoes on, man. I couldn't believe it, a hillbilly, you believe? Yeah, but he was a nice guy. He turned out to be a nice guy. Guess what? I had to play him in the tournament. There was a tournament that following weekend. That weekend, there was a tournament down the street in New Orleans. And we went to the tournament, and I had to play him in the match. He finally found out who I was, and he came up, shook my hand and everything. But he was a nice guy. He was a pretty nice guy. Yeah, that was the Sports Palace.
He'd break the ball so hard, the cue ball would jump up, straight up in the air, and a couple times he broke the light bulbs.
Tell you about Danny, I think now. I watched him play on my money, and I staked him a lot. And when he always shot good, I mean, championship caliber. But when he started breaking good, that's when his game got good. When he hit that break line, because he made 3 balls just about every break, 2 or 3 balls, and he's straight in.
Willie Moscone, I talked to Willie Moscone one time. We had dinner together in Lake Tahoe. And we were having dinner, and he told me, Danny, he says, I've never seen nobody break that hard. As hard as you break, man, he says, that's the hardest break I've ever seen in anybody, he says. I've been playing all my life, he said. I've never seen nobody break that hard. I drove up, and I parked. I got my cue stick, and I'm walking up, and I see blood all over the stairs. I said, whoa, man. I said, man, there was fresh blood, too. The night before, they had just killed somebody out in the parking lot right there, the police. Yeah, it was a rough little place, that Racketeers. But it was not nothing but action. A lot of players. You know, the guy knew me, the Oriental guy that run the place, he knew me. He was here in Denver years ago. But he knocked all my action. He told everybody who I was, so I couldn't get a game. Everybody wanted me to spot him this, spot him that. So I never played anybody there. One guy told me, Danny, you know, you can't be beating these guys the way you do. You just run out, they're going to quit you. You got to miss a ball because they're going to stop playing you. I said, I didn't come here to hustle nobody. I came here to play pool. I'll play the best, whoever it is. Bring whoever you want. I used to walk in a place and they used to call me a pool hustler. I said, I'm not a pool hustler. I'm a pool player. I'm the best pool player in the world. You could bring anybody you want. They say, what? Anybody? They'd get on the phone, start calling the best pool player in town. Boom, here he comes. We'd have good games, you know what I mean? After the games were over, everybody shook my hand, we shook hands, we had a drink together, and that was it, you know? But, yeah, it was pretty good. You know, I used to like that.
I met Danny in like 1973. I used to work and play at Colfax Billiards, and there were a lot of players out there, and Danny was just the best, of course, during those days in Denver. Unbelievable.
But to me, it's just from playing every day, you know? You play every day, 10, 20, 30 hours a day. You got to get good at it, no matter what you do. Jay Hoffer, what a nice guy. He's one of the nicest guys I ever met. Me and him went on the road, honest, truthful. I played hard for him, too. You know, he staked me a few times, and I played real hard for him. You know, we always cashed in tournaments, me and him. We always cashed. And he's never laid down. He always wants to back me. Anytime he sees me, Danny, let's go. You want to play? You know, he's ready, you know.